Hi guys, so as I had said in the video I posted just earlier today, now that I feel like I've figured out a system that's a little faster, I can go ahead and do more readings. And I know it's always a struggle for me to do more, to do less. I try to do less, but then I have so many questions, it's like an obsession, I can't stop. So, so it is what it is, okay? So let's, like my way to deal with all the news is to do readings. So one of the things I've done just, I guess, yesterday is to kind of articulate, because when I started doing the readings more in depth, I remember I used to have two separate readings in one. The second part of the reading was all about the Mueller investigation. So what's happening now, I think many people, I think including myself, want to know if all these people are going to be indicted. That's the big question. Whatever it is that they did is not necessarily as relevant as whether or not they are going to be indicted. For example, this person, Katie McFarland, I barely know anything about her. I know she apparently used to work at Fox. I've never watched Fox News, so I don't know anything about her. And then I've seen pictures of her with Mike Flynn. She used to be deputy something to him. I think she was right below him. So obviously she knows a lot. And apparently she was caught lying about conversations or something like that. And she was appointed to become an ambassador in Singapore, which is interesting that the Republicans and Trump wanted her far away, right? You would think, of course, they see her as a loyal person, but why that far, right? It seems strange. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with Singapore, but it seems kind of far. I don't know. It seems like it was done on purpose. Okay, they picked a faraway location so that she could be away and like not cause problems for them. Okay, like her, because she must know too much almost. Okay. Anyway, so looking at her, I don't particularly care about the details of what she's done. Okay, I know she knows a lot because she used to work for Mike Flynn, and that is enough for me. Okay, I'm sure she knows a lot. So let's look at what her situation is here. Okay, one second. Let me scroll down a little bit. Okay, so all right, so this was interesting because right before her, and I'm going to do the video tomorrow, I think, I did a reading on Dina Powell. Dina Powell is not very well known. She just resigned on Friday, I think. She worked for Jared. She worked in the, what is it called? Whatever. I mean, I know Jared Kushner supposedly does everything, but she worked at the national. She worked with Kushner with international things. I forgot exactly doing what, but anyway. So I wanted to know more about her and why she had resigned, and then I still had a question about whether she's going to be indicted, because if you think about it, if you think about the definition of crimes, right? What is a crime? Even just being a witness to a crime and not reporting it is a crime. So all these people who work in the administration, even though I'm obviously not a lawyer, they could be liable in a way or another, right, to all these things. So it's just, oh my God, a mess here. It's just, it's just a matter of I really just, all I want to know essentially about all these people is whether they're going to be indicted or not. So anyway, so I guess I brought up Dina Powell because that's when I organized this reading with a yellow under the marker thing, because I want to ask them of everybody before I even know the full story. Because who cares? I don't want to know. Like, this story is secondary to whether they're going to be indicted or not. Okay, that's all I care about right now. Okay. Anyway, so, and by the way, I did do an update on Stephen Miller, and I have to do the video tomorrow or the next day or something. But yeah, it looks like he will be indicted. So, and then and all these people have to do, because indictments are crucial. I want to know, right? So anyway, so this is this lady, Katie McFarland, and what I see her here right away that I think is super interesting is that A, she's definitely talking, okay, and that B, things could look really bad for her. even if but the only way that she could get out of it is stalking, and she gets a deal. Okay, and so let's look at the most important cards here. Obviously, I asked the questions separately, but then when I did a layout, I just lay them out here. But just looking at her overall situation, what's important, what really gets me first is that the birds is at the center. So birds is a card of talking, and what's underneath the birds is the ring, number 8. So the ring, so basically it's like talking about the child. Could be Trump, of course, the immature man, talking about the immature man because of a deal. And right underneath the deal card, position 8, you have justice overturned. So that tells me that because it's right on the question, will this person spend time in jail as a result of the Mueller investigation? And if not, what will be their legacy once the investigation is done? So this tells me that the only way she could avert jail was by making a deal. And because justice is overturned, I feel like she will be indicted in a way. I mean, even because I think the people who are collaborating, like Papadopoulos, they were indicted, right? I don't know. It's like I don't know anything about this, like legal terms or legal issues, but basically, like she's going to collaborate, but her name is going to be. She's not going to like get away scot free, like right? That's what I think. If justice is overturned, it's saying something bad to me. I don't think that she goes to jail, but I think she has to say everything she knows. Okay, and I think that seems to be the strategy of Mueller, right? He's very hardcore. Like, can you imagine being like, if he decides to investigate you, it's like, goodbye. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, bye, bye. Because every person must have something. Like, he's gonna find something. He's gonna go after you, and you're screwed. You know, obviously these people are like hardcore criminals, but anyway, so right away this tells me that she's stalking and that she made a deal, but that's still like Papadopoulos, probably there's going to be something where like they'll say, well, this person has agreed to plead guilty, and will whatever. Like I don't, not that I don't know. I just feel like there's she cut a deal, but there's going to be some sort of a legal thing coming out about her. Okay, eventually or now or whatever. I don't know, but that's why I don't think you get justice overturned and like get to call yourself innocent. You know what I mean? That's not how it works. So, and then she also has position 7, High Priestess upside down and money. So she has a lot of knowledge about large amounts of money. Okay. And then if I look at I'm like focusing on question 3 here. Will this person spend time in jail? Blah, blah, blah. The third part here, you could see, to me, that means because of her knowledge of large quantities of money or the deal, or she must have some knowledge of that deal that apparently Michael Flynn was bragging about over text to someone saying, hey, our $1 trillion Russian deal just is going to come through. So she must know something probably about that. And that's what, light is too bright, but yeah, and that's why, like, I think she gets the deal. Okay. And like, oh, much better. That's too bright. Better for me to not have everything in my face. So anyway, so it's just like, I feel like the last card is her reputation. So I feel like she takes a hard look at her reputation and she ends up making a decision that she may not even want. She wishes she didn't have to make, but she saves herself that way through this deal. But it's not like she gets away scot-free. But at the same time, when it hear the question about the indictment, it's saying that she's not going to. By the way, I forgot. But I'm just very worried about the justice overturn. Meaning, either she was going to be very instrumental to the investigation in the sense that she's going to bring down people, or I just feel like the justice overturn is a very bad thing for her in general. Okay, anybody. So at the same time, if we look at, let's go back to position 4. Will this person be indicted? Now, it says here she's in a strong position because she has an invitation, an offer. And what is the offer? The offer is to talk, right? The top 4 to 5. So the Queen of Cups upside down to me tells me that she's not happy that she has to do that. She feels like it's beneath her, or like she's not, yeah, she's just not happy that she's in this position. But it's not like she has a choice, right? If Mr. Mueller comes to you, you have to do what he says. And so she, in a way, on position 6, it's saying that if she enthusiastically, she exposes everything, right? So she's lucky because she's in a strong position as a result of getting an offer, okay? And the offer consists of talking. That means she has to talk. And the talk, what does it talk about? Clarity about all the issues that she knows. That's the deal, okay? And then now going to the first question, how does Mueller see this person's role in the full picture of the investigation? Because when I was thinking about how to frame, because this is a template almost, right, to the question of indictments. I thought, oh, how is Mueller going to frame this person or any person that I ask about in terms of the indictments? Okay, and then I thought, maybe, I don't know, because we don't know. We need to know how the person fits into the whole story. Depending on how they fit into the story, that's what's going to tell the degree of guilt, or of like how they will be affected by the whole thing. Okay, so here we have the first number 1 row. Here we have, I thought it was interesting, the garden, the first card. The garden is a card of the public face. So she's the public face for these, like, unhappy, like the party of unhappy people. It's like the party of like the wrong feelings or something. So she's the public face for these people, and the public face for the child, the new government, right? The new person, the unbalanced person. And she's very worried. Like it's like she feels no tranquility about it, right? It's the card upright, that 4 of Swords means stillness, and upside down means restlessness. So she's very restless about having that role. And how is that going to happen? It means she'll take the State Department, whatever it was that, that national security, that government role, basically. So she was the public, almost like public entertainment or public facade for the for this group of people and the new president. So that was her role. And I feel like if we think about this administration, it's like all about backdoor dealings, but then having a facade. So because she was an anchor in Fox News, and of course Fox News is all about bullshit. So she was already aware of the whole thing. But the feeling I get here, because of these cards, some of the Queen upside down, the 4 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, there's something like she wasn't aware of how bad things were. When she realized she didn't. When she saw it, she was like, I don't know that I want to be part of this. Okay, so I think she's talking enthusiastically also because she does not want to be associated with this. Okay, so that's the story. And then, so if we look at also one, I wanted to point out 2 cards, just looking at the columns, even though the questions were separate, 3, 6, and 9 shows that she's going to bring light into the doings of the National Security Council and the reputation, like what she recognizes or what she knows about that. Okay, so that's part of what she's going to do, right? What she's going to offer Mueller. And yeah, and it's serious. I mean, I still feel like this justice upside down means something bad, okay? And I don't know that, I get this subscription notices, and so and so forth. But basically, I feel like she must know more, and she's going to provide further evidence, okay, of all these things. And I feel like when I see legal analysis on TV shows, people say that Mueller is he has so much evidence, and the more evidence he gets, the better. Okay, and I don't think that when if you put yourself in Mueller's position, okay, if you're a prosecutor like that, when you find crimes, okay, that these people committed, I'm not even talking about her, just general. You can't just let them go. You can't be like, oh, whatever, you're fine. I'm not really going after you or anything. It's just, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, it's like you need to stop. Like, if the whole investigation is about finding the scope of the Russian influence in the election, then each time you find a person who knows something, you need to know everything they know. You need to get everything out of them. And you need to, it's almost like a disease, right? You need to find out whoever has it, and those people have to be treated or eliminated. In this case, eliminated from the government or whatever, right? So that's, I think, what ends up happening here is that even though initially it was about the whole thing with Trump and the election, there are so many people involved that they almost have no recourse but to prosecute them all if they can. So that's Katie McFarland. She doesn't go to jail, but she talks. Okay. All right. Thanks for watching, guys.